We all know the Tower Bridge is blue today, but was it ever red? This apparently is now the big question. When I was first approached about this earlier today and told that numerous groups were discussing the shit out of this, I came out of all Mandela groups, so I no longer see firsthand what is being discussed. Anyway, my first thought was, nah, sorry, you're all reaching. The Tower Bridge was never red. I lived in London for 20 years. It was my city. I spent the best years of my life there, and I knew it blindfolded. And before any of you smartasses say, maybe that's why you never noticed it. Well, I didn't walk around blindfolded. On the contrary, I have always had a fascination for architecture, in particular cathedrals and bridges. When I was younger, I would spend hours with a sketch pad in front of many of London's bridges. My favourite was the Tower Bridge. Later, I took to photographing them. But then I Googled it, just to see what the fuss was all about. And to my horror, I stumbled across Wiki, where it said that it was painted red, blue and white for the Queen's Silver Jubilee in 1977. What? Well, I cannot find one friggin' photo of this, and I mean photo, not an artist's rendition or a painting. Funny that. That was the first thing that got my attention, and I no longer dismissed it as a non-ME. The only photos you can find are of the bridge being lit up in blue, red and white, and specifically for two occasions: the Queen's Jubilee in 1977 and in solidarity with France in 2015 for the terror attack that killed and injured hundreds of people in Paris. I lived in London between the years 1979 and 1999, almost the exact time the bridge was supposedly red, white and blue, at least according to Wiki. They say it was painted in 1977 and then renovated around 2010. I had already left London by that time. So let's just go back to that Wiki page. It says the bridge was painted in 2010. Quote, before its restoration in the 2010s, the bridge's colour scheme dated from 1977, when it was painted red, white and blue for the Queen's Silver Jubilee. Its colours were subsequently restored to blue and white. And there are no photos here of the bridge in Wiki of that time, but there are photos of it during the Olympics in 2012, but none of them red. And another one lower down, also in 2012. And there we have that magic year again, 2012. As if that wasn't enough, there is an article from the Evening Standard, which is basically the local newspaper, and it is a reliable source. It is the newspaper that most Londoners buy to find out what is going on in London. They say in their article, it hasn't always been blue and white. When it was first raised, Tower Bridge donned a shade of chocolate brown. Decades later, it was painted red, white and blue to celebrate the Queen's Silver Jubilee in 1977. The lovely blue and white colours you now see took shape in 1982, when the bridge reopened to the public following a restoration project in 1982. Well, one of them is wrong, or in different realities, but it's not just about that one discrepancy. Where are the photos of those 20 years, or even just of the Jubilee period? Why are there no photos of the Tower Bridge in all of its Union Jack glory? In a Google search of was the Tower Bridge ever red, I can find no photos of the bridge clearly being red, nothing, nada. Considering it was red for 20 years according to Wiki, I do find this rather strange. On a search for London Bridge Queen's Jubilee, all you can see is either photos of the Tower Bridge at night, where it is lit up, not painted in blue, red, and white, or the normal blue that it is now. No photos of a red bridge. But wait, I found a handful of photos that showed a teeny weeny bit of paint. Please don't tell me that this is the red that everyone is going crazy over. I don't know what to make of this one, to be honest. As I said, at first I dismissed it. Then when I realized that it was supposedly red during the time I lived there, I had to sit up and take notice. But where is the evidence of this? And why are the dates not corresponding? And by the way, those red bits are still part of the bridge today. So that wasn't renovated. It can't be that they're talking about. There is an image going around that is an art print where the steel suspension chains are red, but this is not residue as far as I'm concerned. This is just an art print. And the only other well-known bridges that are red are the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco, the Forth Bridge in Scotland, west of Edinburgh, the London Bridge at night, and the Python Bridge in Amsterdam. And what is weird for me is that if the article from the Evening Standard is correct, then this would fit my timeline better.